What's going on, guys? We are back with a bit of a different video, and I'm here to talk about that vegan teacher. She needs to be stopped. She has crossed the line.
The type of ink that a teacher is using in order to grade a student. What are you suggesting exactly? That nobody should paint their shirts at all in case the paint is vegan, and no items should be painted anywhere, like
It's not that you are vegan. Personally, I think it's very admirable that someone is vegan. If you want to be vegan, go be vegan. I'm not gonna hate you directly for that. I may dislike you for what you do with it, but I'm not gonna hate you directly for that. I'm just not gonna do it.
this fabric
Okay,
here.
let's see.
I don't know if that's a vegan fabric. I don't know. There is. That's what I that you.
I don't care about your stuffed animals.
Because you talk about eating animals. I want you to just keep this in mind, you and the viewers. Okay, why love one but eat the other?
Hey, babe, can you come in here? I need you to check something out.
To have a dog.
Yeah, let's get into
When I found out about this, I just realized it seems very the word that McDonald's, and it's so wrong, because then what you're doing, Chris, if you're saying, oh, I love this type of thing, you're basically encouraging your audience to go there. It's like you're doing a free commercial for them. Chris, you gotta stop. It's not okay. You are going to be a multi-millionaire. It won't be long. Maybe you already are.
Okay, wait. So what's she talking about?
You know it's wrong. So I need to know it's wrong. The egg them into a million pieces because they will never be able to lay eggs. That is the egg industry.
Okay. So my thing with the food industry, you don't want to know how something's made. Trust me, you just don't want to do it. That's what I'm going to tell my kids. That's what I'm going to tell. Like, if I ever like a chicken place and I'm like eating chicken, I'm just going to be like, and if he ever asks me how it's made, I'm just be like, yeah, you don't want to know.
You know it's wrong.
Because the truth is often so much more ugly.
Right? You know it's wrong. So I need you to tell everybody that even though you like the way that they taste, you even went so far as to mention the word that McDonald's, and it's so wrong, because then what you're doing, Chris, if you're saying, oh, I love this type of commercial for you, are going to be a multi followers for eating disorder at one point. But an eating disorder is not an excuse for animal abuse, because your eating disorder, and so is mine and everyone else's, is not an eating disorder. It's actually a thinking disorder. You're not thinking right. It's not about the food. It's about your thoughts about the food. And you can come out of an eating disorder. You can get better and be healthy.
Okay, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to claim
without
to be.
ever including animals in the equation. It's not the animal's fault if somebody has an eating disorder. Why should they be murdered because you or anyone else has an eating disorder? They shouldn't.
To feed to feed people? Ever think about that? These chickens, they actually feed people. Holy crap, what a dumb idea.
Animals are here with us on the planet, not for us. These little guys, they never did anything wrong. They were just born. Little babies born, and they can't even turn around and see their mums when they're born. It's really sad. I urge you to watch the
truth often is very sad. For everything.
Documentary called don'twatch.org. I don't think you bothered to watch it, did you, Chris?
I have not watched it either.
Anyway, I hope that you do. put this little one here. Right? All right, Chris. So let's go over a little bit about what you said. You started off your video, and you started off right away with a disclaimer you wrote on the front of the screen, and you said, "You can eat whatever you want." Now, why the fuck would you do that? Why would you go ahead and tell everyone in your audience?
Because they're gonna do it anyway. Boom. Boom.
Knowing about this, that they murder these baby cows, and about this, that they murder the baby chicks, and about this, that they murder the baby pigs, why on earth would you go and tell your audience, eat whatever you want? Essentially what you're doing is you're saying, go ahead. These cycles, let them continue. Rape whoever you want. After you were crying in a video, Chris, about what you went through, how is it that that is what comes out of your mouth? Instead of, oh my God, I didn't like it what they did to me whatsoever. I don't know the circumstances about what happened to you. You said that you were sexually assaulted. And so whatever happened to you, Chris, if you didn't like it, don't pay for others to do it. Don't condone it. And definitely don't start a video off by saying, people, you can eat whatever you want. Because, you know, I just want to stay popular and happy, and I just want everybody to
It's not about that.
keep loving me. So, yeah, go ahead.
No one's gonna care if she says, "Oh, I'm vegan now." If kallmekris came out tomorrow and said, "Oh, I'm vegan now," nobody would care, except maybe you and a few other people.
That was so disappointing. Now, Chris, I also know that you're suffering from cognitive dissonance. That's when your head and your heart are all mixed up. You think you're a good person, you want to be a good person, but you're all mixed up because you get so much feedback from people who say, I love your videos where you're talking about the different snacks that we can eat.
She makes people happy. There's something to be said about that making you a good person. Idiot.
So you have all of this positive feedback from people. It's very hard to see clearly what the message is that I'm giving you. And you probably already heard about me in the past where you've heard, oh, that vegan teacher's crazy. So then you have confirmation bias.
Yes,
that's what that's called.
she is.
It's a psychological term that means that you hear something from somebody and then you think, okay, oh God, this person's crazy, so let's go and see how crazy she is. As opposed to, I heard that she was crazy. Let's have a look and see if I agree. So let's go over some of these. Chris wrote, you can eat whatever you want. So we went over that. So I don't agree that that was the right thing to do. And you said, when I asked you about that, why love one and eat the other, you said, well, because one tastes like chicken nuggets and those are delicious. Okay. So what you're saying is that somebody's taste pleasure, somebody's sensory pleasure is worth more than the victim's. So Chris, are you also saying that if somebody likes hearing the screams of animals as they are being murdered, that's a reason to hurt them too? Because here's your taste pleasure right on your tongue. Here's your ear. Okay, and here's your sight pleasure. What about somebody who loves to watch animals writhing in pain and all the blood spewing out everywhere, Chris? What about those?
Then you're a psychopath and needs to get some help.
Is that okay too? Because you're just making this light joke about something that's so serious. Your taste buds are not a reason to murder an animal when there are stores all around or to pay for it. Do you not see that, Chris? Then you later on went on to say that you were lactose intolerant instead of just saying,
I said you got in trouble.
Getting ad blockers.
I stole.
Next time you take a partner, and they can be a look.
yeah, I think that teacher was right, and yeah, I am lactose intolerant, but she's right. We should all be drinking soy milk, oat milk, and not be stealing milk from cows. That's what you could have said. So why didn't you choose that route? That's the mystery.
Oh, okay, so tell me when cows and all these other animals can make decisions based on my life. Tell me when a cow is running for mayor or governor or whatever.
That's called cognitive dissonance. That is you
We
trying
don't
to find
need to keep
excuses.
them alive.
And that's what you did basically the whole time in this video. This bug attacking me. Is that, excuse me.
Oh, and one more thing. You said you should not try to kill bugs.
The whole
What the hell
time in
did
this video. This bug attacking me.
bug attacking you? Okay.
Is that, excuse me, you went and pointed out that the marker that I was using wasn't vegan. Like of the 1,000 things that I do that are vegan, I'm using a non-vegan marker.
I don't care that.
And that's the thing that you choose to look at?
She did not care that
It's
your marker
interesting,
was
isn't it?
vegan.
I guess you think that no art should exist. No, not at all. No paintings. We should just not have any art.
Because
Or,
most
you know what you
people
could do,
don't care if
Chris,
you're
is you could
vegan or
help
not.
me to contact these companies and insist that they have more vegan products. You could help me contact all of the companies that we know are non-vegan. Help me out. You know? I will work with you. I will do skits with you. We'll sing and dance. You made a joke about the ingredients of candy when I talked about gelatin and how it comes from the ligaments and the tendons of pigs, 6-month-old pigs that are murdered, and other animals too. And you said, well, kids don't care. To them, they just want the candy. They don't care. But that's not true, actually, Chris. Of course they want candy. But when you have an alternative and you tell a kid, hey, would you like this candy?
Make the alternative.
It tastes the same. You know, you got Sour Patch Kids, which are vegan, or some other
Don't talk about it, be about it.
kind of candy that's not vegan, and you say to them, do you want to have the candy that hurt these animals? We're going to watch how they hurt these animals. You show the kids the video of how these animals were murdered and how their body parts were turned into that gummy part of that candy, or you show them the vegan version. You think the kids are so evil that they will choose the other one, the non-vegan one? I don't think so, Chris. Maybe you're right. I don't know. You say, I told you don't steal honey from bees, to use maple syrup instead, and you said,
I don't like honey, so I don't care.
they make it every day. It's literally their only purpose in life.
Like, I won't die if you take away honey.
They can spare some. Okay, so you make money every day, and I guess you're okay then with anybody just...
Wait, hold on. Or honey. Okay, so I'm not really sure what they do with it. If anyone could tell me, please let me know in the comments. What bees like
you know,
the
taking
honey?
some of the stuff that you have extra, right? You just like, people want to come up to your house, want to open the door, and they see your shoes there, like, hey, I'm going to take some of these shoes.
She's using the shoes though.
She's got extras. I'm going to go into her cutlery drawer and take a bunch of knives and forks and
She's probably gonna use the
oh,
knives.
look, here's a safe with some money. Ah, Chris, she has tons. She has tons of money. Let's just take some. Let's just spread it out and share among all of us all of her money. You're fine with that, right?
She's probably gonna use
That's
the
basically what you're saying. These bees that work all their lives to make the honey for themselves, it's not for us, you're okay with stealing it from them. Somebody who is an absolute giant to them. What do you think
bears will do it anyway.
is the difference in size between a bee and you? Like, how would you like it if somebody who was 100,000 times bigger than you came up to you and just came and started ripping all of your one, let's say it's your one little bowl of whatever it is that you made, or you know, something that you created, and just take whatever I want. I should say that from now on you're going to buy things without honey and without any animal body parts.
No.
And you will help me to end this animal holocaust.
Don't compare animals suffering to the Holocaust. And you know what? Yeah, here's an interesting fact for you. For ye. He was ethically vegetarian. He probably would have been vegan too.
We'll get to this in a
So it's kind of weird that you compare a vegetarian who created the Holocaust to.
second. You say, I do love the vegan version of ice cream like Halo Top, and I think that's great. I really think that was great in your video, and I think that you, I said that they rape bulls and cows in the industry, and you laughed. You thought it was funny that they were being molested. Go and watch the video of yourself. Now, sometimes people laugh, and it's a nervous laugh, right? Because they're
She already cleared that up that
like,
it was a nervous
I don't know
laugh.
what to say here. She's kind of right. But you're an actor. Turn on your charm then, and I had to laugh. Just a nervous laughter. I don't know. Then I talked about the cows, and you said, I wouldn't like it if someone came up to me and tried to steal my milk.
I strive for greatness.
All day,
All day.
all day, every day.
I wake up.
And
Why are there so many ads?
That kind of comment makes me have some hope. Yeah, you wouldn't like it. I heard that you and your boyfriend were talking about getting married one day, and I know that you talked about both of you want to have kids. So try to imagine yourself in the future as a mother with a baby, a brand new baby, who is vegan, by the way. All babies are born vegan. Nobody shoves dead animals into their mouth and eggs and stolen milk from another species until they're older. So don't do that, by the way. Raise your children to be vegan. You guys should be vegan also. But imagine that you have a baby, Chris, and your baby is born and in your arms, and then somebody decides, well, they're going to rip this baby away from you, and they're going to take you and strap you down and take your milk, kill your baby, and then repeat this cycle. And if you have a baby girl, she'll be spared. She won't be murdered because she'll be able to give milk later, and she'll go back into this cycle. Have you seen The Handmaid's Tale? Have you seen that series? I think it's on Netflix or one of those types. That's what it reminds me of. You know, we as females, we need to stick up for females. We need to say, our bodies, excuse me, our bodies are not here for you. They belong to us. Vegan booty that I'd like you to look at. Look her up. She's a few years older than you. And she's a great animal rights activist out in the nipple. She thinks that men...
I commented on this part. A lot of men would support that, but that's the problem.
are allowed to be topless, and so women should be allowed to be topless too. And if men don't like it, well, tough luck for them. On a hot day like this, it's right now, it's about 30 outside. Yeah, why can't I just take off my top and just stand here and do this? Well, I would do it. I have no problem. I don't give a shit, except that I won't be monetized, or I might even get a strike against me on this channel.
Please do get a strike.
And a lot of my videos are actually not monetized because I show the truth of what happens in the meat, dairy, and egg industry. How weird is that, Chris? That our society promotes this violence over and over again. It's not right. So what else? You said, Sour Patch Kids candies are my favorite. I'm not gonna lie. That makes me feel a little bit better about eating them.
Sour Patch Kids are good.
So good. It's another channel on YouTube here. And he has a candy company. So here's an idea for you. Why don't you or ask the company, the Sour Patch Kids company, to allow you to be their sponsor or something. You know, use your power for good going forward. Never promote any more ingredients or products that hurt animals. Only vegan ones, Chris. Tell your audience from now on, if they want to send you snacks from other countries, they should only be vegan, and you will sample those.
You know how ungrateful that sounds? Being like, yeah, they sent you, snacks. Nah, it's not vegan. No, I'll send it back.
Happily. Yeah. Okay, then you're talking about me, and you're saying about me. You say, on the one side, she, me, abuses and belittles me, and then she doesn't say sorry, but she gives me a check mark, and then I feel good. I feel like this is a lot of repressed trauma that I got as a child. She reminds me a lot of my mom. So I'm putting myself in your mom's position right
It's called comedy.
now, Chris. She has this daughter who's becoming more and more famous, and they're going to think of her as the one who turned out. Don't talk about your mom that way. You know, you try a million ways.
Shut up, Karen.
You read all the books, and your kids are individuals. They're all unique people. The society has a lot to do with it. Don't blame your mom. And also, I'd like to talk to you about that as well. Again, going with this confirmation bias thing. I don't know if I look like your mom or the truth. I am a messenger. Okay? If you don't like it, then just don't look at me in the future. Maybe put one of those effects on my voice. If you lower it, I sound kind of like a gay man. At least an effeminate man, whatever. And yeah, listen to that person if that's what you want. On the one side, okay, so I said that. The best part of the video is how much she can't stand me. That's what you said. And I can't stand the future to make clicks. I don't know if you know, but I did do a video about you on TikTok. Did you ever see it? I don't know if you did. Anyway, I did do one because you had one of your characters eating dino nuggets, and I said, don't do that. Don't say those words. That's a
Dino Nuggies for life.
Brand name. Don't promote a brand name that comes from so much suffering. Again, nuggets come from crushing up chickens. And chickens in the industry only live to about 7 weeks of age. And they murder them. And they have a lifetime of hell. They suffer terribly. This is probably too small for you guys to see. But you see the bag there? They suffocate them all. And they treat them terribly. They put them in these tight, confined spaces. That's their whole lives, Chris. Surely you don't want to promote that. I don't have anything against you right now, Chris. The only thing I have is, I must admit, you got a couple of X's here in my head and here in my heart because the way you reacted to my video. Vegan from now on. You have your mom, and that all I showed you in that video is, hey, Chris, you can do better than this. You would be able to kill a cow on your own. And you said, I said to you, would you be able to kill a cow on your own? And you said, yeah, I don't know, maybe. I used to work on a cow farm. I milked cows. Yeah, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? You'd be okay with just killing a cow? Honestly?
Yeah, I would.
You were sexually assaulted. You know what it feels like to be violated, and you would be okay with killing a cow? A cow is a female. Cows are mothers. Cows are sexually assaulted. So for this cow to exist, who have done no one single crime in this world, just to exist, you would say something like, yeah, I'm okay, maybe I could maybe kill a cow. Like, even as a so-called joke, Chris, that's not funny.
With the timeless protection of ADT, it's safe.
But dino nuggies are good.
Pretty disappointing. But then you said you milked cows. So milking a cow, if you don't know anything about what goes on with the whole industry, and you just see other people milking cows, you're like, okay, whatever. Some people just do stuff because they see other people doing it. But now you know. Now you know that milking a cow is not okay because you're stealing the milk from her baby. So now it becomes an act of stealing, and now it becomes an act of sexual assault. If you wouldn't want somebody to go up to you and take your nipples and start to squeeze them and take the milk and steal it, milk that belongs to your child, how on earth can you laugh and think it's funny to talk about doing that to an innocent mom? Cows are so gentle, Chris. And you know
They can be gentle.
they're just basically big puppies. Like your dog Kevin, okay? Picture Kevin's spirit inside the body of a cow. That's what a cow is. Cows are they're just chill. They just want to live and have fun and be loved. Cows and pigs are so badly treated. Have you ever wondered why you don't see many of them? It's because of cognitive dissonance. And you said, my friend is a chicken farmer. Chickens are running around free. I know there's lots of and then, no, hold on. So you said they're running around free. And then because you're a bright young lady, you said, well, I know there's a lot of factory farms. You said warehouses, but I think what you mean is factory farms. So then you said, I don't like the idea of what's going on. I said, I'm not promoting that, you said. But you know, you slipped it in a millisecond. Whereas your whole entire video could have been, I don't want to promote violence. That's what it could have been. And then you said, I'm going to stare at myself in the mirror for 5 hours after that. So, my take on that, Chris, is that a little bit of that is true, and a lot of it isn't. To heart, some of what I told you. And you thought to yourself, you know what? Maybe I had an eating disorder in the past, and that has nothing to do with the animals. I put some products in there, and I don't choose to put someone into my shopping cart. I put something. Don't put anything that's stolen from
You know that plants are alive too, right? Okay.
animals in your shopping
Like that flower right there is alive. That tree right there is alive.
cart. So, I hope that you do think about that, and I really hope that you join me here in my fight. Now, you said, don't compare chickens to the Holocaust. But that's not what I ever did, Chris. So why would you twist my words like that?
No, you didn't.
See, that's another thing you did in your video. You left out a bunch of stuff that I actually said, and you made me look like somebody who's, you know, a hypocrite for using a marker that's not vegan, and
No one cares they use a
you
non-vegan
made it
marker.
basically seem that I was just, you know, a waste of time to listen to. That's not
Yes, you are.
really morally right. It's kind
I'm
of
only doing
wrong.
this because I have nothing better to do.
Like, really wrong.
Okay.
Do you not see that, Chris? So if you say that you're going to go and stare at yourself, sorry, if you say you're going to compare chickens to the Holocaust, or you say that I compare chickens to the Holocaust, that's not what I did. I compared the Holocaust to what happened, what happens to the animals now to what happened in World War II. In World War II, they escorted 6 million people who did nothing wrong.
Chickens are not being labeled enemies of the state, are they? Hold on. Um, there's no grand final solution, is there? Oh yeah, yo, we're gonna kill the cows. Animals are a resource. You don't get that? Just like people. People are a resource.
Into gas
Now, they're more useful than cows, but we are still resources.
chambers and murdered them. Right now, we shove billions, not 6 million, but billions every year, Chris, to their death. Whether it is in gas chambers,
Over 100 million. Okay.
for pigs, whether they have their throats slit, whether they are put into scalding water, whether there are fish removed from water and they die a slow death, flailing, trying desperately to survive. That's what we do.
And to fish, don't bite the bait. It's genius.
The Holocaust never ended for the animals, and it's interesting how you made point of chopping that out of your video. Why would you deliberately try to twist my message like that?
Don't compare animals to the Holocaust.
Okay, then we went on and you said, we were talking about, you talked about crayons a bit. You said that crayons weren't vegan, and yeah, a lot of different types of crayons are not necessarily vegan, and we're hoping to have more and more vegan products going forward, and that I think that's good. But again, you didn't just say, you know, hey, maybe I could help. Maybe I'm going to Google some vegan products and I'll help that vegan teacher to sell them or to whatever, to encourage people to buy them. So you go ahead and you go like this and you say, I don't think her shirt is cotton. Like, you had no idea what I was wearing. You didn't come and look at the tag in the back. Again, you're trying to discredit somebody who's giving you a message about protecting animals who never did a single thing wrong. So why would you do that? It's bizarre, because if I was a person defending black people right now, would you do that too? Let's see, let's go and pick her arguments apart. Or would you just say, oh my God, good. Yeah, let's not hurt the black people. Or if I was defending the LGBTQ community, would you be like, oh, what is she doing now? Oh, maybe, oh, I don't see all the colors of the rainbow on her shirt. She must be prejudiced. Like, no. You would say, okay, good, great. Let's help this person. She's trying to defend the innocent. But you know why it's hard? Because you have to change all of your habits 3 times a day, and you're going to have to convince your boyfriend. I know he likes to eat lobster. So what are you going to do, Chris? The two of you must become vegan together if you want to make this work. How do you do that? Well, the same way that I did it with my husband. 5 years ago, when I decided I needed to be vegan,
I feel bad for him so bad. I feel so bad for him.
I couldn't stand to live with myself as a hypocrite anymore. I told him, look, this is what I'm doing. Here are the documentaries to watch. I hope you watch them and you become vegan with me. And he, an Italian man who's used to eating cheese and meat his whole life, he went and watched the documentaries. He came out with a little tear in his eye and said, I had no idea what happened, that this was happening to the animals. He watched Dominion Movement, Earthlings, Cowspiracy. Those are, I think, the first 3 that he watched. So memorize those. Go and watch those, Chris. Watch them together with your boyfriend, whose name is, I think it's Aaron. So, Aaron, if you're listening to this, I want you to watch those videos with your sweetheart.
Where's the levels of good cholesterol?
Okay, and I want you to come out of the other side, and I want you to be vegan. And we'll talk about veganizing your dog, Kevin, a little bit later. But just so you know, my dog has been vegan now for 4 years. She eats vegan dog food, and she's fine. And many dogs are fine being vegan. Just as long as they have taurine in their food and they get enough protein, we can get it from plants. Plants have protein.
Being vegan's fine, you Karen.
How else do you think that elephants get so big eating plants? Plants have protein. Bison, giraffes, how do you think they get so big? They eat plants. There's plenty of Olympic athletes who eat plants.
We're not saying vegan. Being vegan does not have health benefits. Yeah.
Only we're vegan. Okay, then you went on to say, at some point you said, you're not my dad. You're not my dad. So again, this weird projecting, like, you know, you say, you're not my mom, and then you say, you're not my dad. Like,
boomer.
I'm just a messenger. Like, is that? Then I talked about how sad it was that the turkeys were being murdered, and you made a comment that you thought, I guess, was funny, which I thought was pretty hurtful. You said, we deep fry our turkeys at Christmas. So why would you say that?
How is that
Weird.
any different than?
If you know that I am fighting to defend the innocent, that would be like if I'm standing up for black rights or the LGBTQ rights. You would say, yeah, we fry them for dinner. We deep fry them. We think that's funny. Or maybe you don't like that example. So let me use this other one, okay? Yeah, we fry all our dogs over here too. We fry them up for dinner. Yeah, we got one over there named Kevin. We fry him up. We think it's hilarious. We do this at Christmas dinner. Put Kevin on the table.
Hey, if you have an exotic pet, Pepe, hey, you do you. But dogs, Muslim, are domesticated
Dig in,
and they help
have a
us.
glass of wine, and talk about how great we are and how great life is. It's the dead corpse of someone who didn't deserve to die there.
She is insane.
Don't make jokes about suffering. Don't make jokes about animals suffering. They never did anything wrong to you. Nothing. Be vegan from now on, Chris. Don't be vegan phobic. Don't be cruel to animal rights activists.
Stop making up words.
Be vegan fantastic instead. That's the word I invented, which means that you are an animal rights helper. You are helping us. Okay? You're always in this life on the side of the oppressor or the oppressed. You're always on the side of helping to make the world a better place or making it worse. Do you want to be part of the solution or part of the problem? Right now, unfortunately, you're part of the problem. I'm still hoping that you can turn it around. But I'm here for the long haul, Chris. I'm going to be watching you.
Holy sh...
I will. Because you are so young and you influence so many people, I have a moral responsibility to do so. To speak out against you if you do things that help promote violence. This is terrible. It's not okay. So I really hope that we can work together in the future. So then you laughed and when I talked about how you are influencing people, you said, you laughed and you said, am I influencing you guys to murder animals? Yes, you are. Yes, you are influencing people to take money out of their pockets to pay for places like McDonald's to kill these animals.
What?
These animals here. This is what ends up on your trays when you go to McDonald's. That's what you're doing, Chris. If you're not helping me to fight against this, then you're essentially promoting this to your millions of fans, and it's not funny. And maybe you're just young and it's the first time you're thinking about this, but I urge you to take this message very seriously. Don't hurt the animals. When you're having a breakfast sausage, make sure it's vegan. Ask for the vegan option, and if they don't have it, then you insist or you go somewhere else. You insist that they get it. Beyond Meat is one of the vegan options that you can have. Don't hurt animals.
Yes, we saw.
If you wouldn't want somebody to eat your dog, then don't eat somebody else's cow. A cow belongs into somebody else's family.
Are cows domesticated?
Let's see what else you said. I said, do you believe in stealing, Chris? And she said, if it's justified. And then you laughed and you said no. But you know, every time you crack a joke like that, there's a little bit of truth to it, isn't there? What kind of things have you stolen in your life, Chris? What is justified? So you think it's justified to steal the honey from bees, right? That's what you said. What about all of the homeless people or the people who have less money than you in the future? Because now you're going to be filthy rich. Everyone else might think it's justified to come over and open your door and take all of the items that you have. Would that be justified, Chris? Is it ever justifiable to steal? Maybe. But we have to be careful, given it enough thought. I think that if somebody else has already stolen something, then to steal it back is a justifiable thing to do. Don't steal from animals. They never did anything wrong to you. What else did you say? Yeah, at one point in your video, you did this weird thing. You edited it, or I don't know who did, and you flashed across this screen a bunch of black guys, about 7 black guys, who were laughing at me. Like, what was that?
It's called a me.
What did that have to do with anything? Like, who were those people? Is that just a weird coincidence, or what was that? It's very strange. I didn't like it. Don't use images of other people and pretend that they are laughing at me when they are innocent. They might even be vegan.
Doubt.
Now you said at 13:54 in your video, you said, I can feel the disappointment through the computer, similar to my mother's, that she had for me as well. I gotta call my therapist. Well, first of all, again, I'm not your mother. I'm not your mother, and that's twice now in this video that you made it sound like you have a bad mom. Moms are, for the most part, trying their best. They really are, with the tools that they have.
Agree.
Many of them aren't vegan. Many of them give their children dead animals. They put them on a spoon. They try to give them bacon. Many of them give their best. They really are, with the tools that they have. Many of them aren't vegan. Many of them give their children dead animals. They put them on a spoon. They try to give them babies food. It's all ground up, body parts. They give them yogurt and things like that, and they shouldn't, but most of them don't know. But you know now, Chris, so you have no excuse. There's no excuse.
I'm not changing.
Excuse for animal abuse, and now you know. So that was a weird.
Okay. Now, here's a solution. You ask them all and ask them if they like it. If they like it, then, because killing something should be hard to do.
Weird thing that you did, and then you said, I feel the disappointment coming through the computer. Like, I was disappointed because you were promoting violence. Yeah, and didn't yet. All right, so then, what else? You said you're going to call your therapist. Well, why do you need a therapist, Chris? You don't need a therapist. You are somebody who is privileged at the top level of privilege.
Stop.
Every morning you wake up, you have a roof over your head, you have walls, you have a toilet,
Stop.
You have a shower, you have a toothbrush, you have a pillow and a bed, you have somebody who loves you, you even have enough money to be able to have a dog in your home that you can feed. You have a sister who loves you. Presumably the rest of your family is pretty okay too, even though you make fun of your mom and dad as if they are somehow still there and you're still like 13 years old. Come on, you're 25 now.
That, just because everything's fine on the surface does not mean everything's fine.
It's time to grow up and stop blaming things on them. You don't need a therapist, Chris. What you need is just to be kind and to be vegan. Once you start defending animals, you'll stop thinking about yourself and focusing on yourself and how your life is so terrible when we know your life is right at the top 1% now.
Just because you're at the top doesn't mean you still can't be depressed. Okay. And I'm going to talk about this from experience. And this is the part that gets me so angry with her. She said, so like last year, I had a really bad stretch. And like there was, I legit did not know what I was capable of doing to myself. And I just want to thank so many people that helped me get through that difficult time in my life. Because what happened was I convinced myself I was worthless and no one would miss me if I was just disappeared. Even though I had everything she said, a roof over my head, money, and like whatever else she said.
Now, extreme privilege that you have. Yeah. You see, you're born with talent. It is true that you worked on your talent. That's great, and I know you worked a lot on it. But you're also born with a certain amount of things in your body. Like you have a certain amount of brain cells in your brain, and your heart is a certain size. And for somebody like you to be able to tap into all these people that you have as characters when you are acting, it means that you're pretty smart. Never ever get to where you are, no matter how hard they work, because they're not born with the same things that you are gifted.
Okay, Karen, the grass is always greener on the other side. But like, so basically, she basically made light of a depression, saying, okay, so government website seems pretty reliable, right? There is 1 million suicides every year. We had 27 out of 1,000 are male. Okay, and yeah, this data maybe. But the fact that you made light of this, like, I knew people that killed, that felt like they were being such a burden on society that they killed themselves. It is not, you hurt so many people when you do it. This fucking bitch thinks it's okay to basically be like, oh yeah, your life's fine. You don't fucking know what people go through every day. Like, yes, everything may be fine on the surface, but if you do some digging, then you may not be. If you could convince yourself that you're worthless, you will believe that. Or, I'm not sure if this is really the right words, but you will not live long. You will be depressed for the rest of your life. I don't care how you can have all the money in the world, all the houses in the world, everyone loves you, and like, but if you convince yourself that you are not worth living with, it will eat you.
Something to think about. Then at one point I said, don't eat cheese because it is contributing to the death of animals, and you said cheese is not body parts. I never said that cheese is body parts, but I said that cheese is like white meat because it comes from this cycle of violence, and every time you buy cheese, you are paying somebody to murder a baby boy cow and steal his milk and make cheese out of it. So cheese is part of a cycle of violence and murder. Being vegetarian is not good enough. Vegetarians are not helpful at all because they end up eating twice as much cheese and twice as much milk.
Anyway, another note. Sorry. Sorry, skinny mustache boy.
Don't be vegetarian. Then you said, I don't think there's anything on this planet that's actually 100% vegan. You were making fun of the suffering of the monkeys by talking about rabbits bringing us broccoli or something like that, which rabbits don't bring us broccoli, but the truth is that some people do force these monkeys from a young age to have to climb trees and bring down coconuts. They keep them in tight chains around their neck, and then they keep them on tight chains afterwards, and basically they're slaves. They are slaves for us, and that's not right. If we can't find a way with all of our resources to get the coconuts out of the trees on our own, then maybe we shouldn't be eating the coconuts. It's actually a possibility, isn't it? Can we survive without coconuts? Yeah. Do we like coconuts? You don't like them. I happen to love the taste of coconut. But the point point of the matter is that we should not be using animals as our slaves. Animals are here for their own reasons on the planet. They're not for us. They're here with us. Okay, and then you said, so you said something, nothing is 100% vegan. Well, some things are 100% vegan, yes. If you plant a carrot in the ground on your own and you pick it out of, or you pick out something, I don't know, a mushroom in the forest, these are things that are, and our purpose here on Earth is to make the world a better place. So when we leave this, so you asked, how do you research for that? Well, we'll talk about that in another movie, but I think you're pretty smart, you're pretty good. Just find your way around through that. Heaven? What about if down the street you find out that there's a pig that's living there? Does that animal's life mean anything to you, or is it just because you connected with your own dog, Kevin? Is that why? Is that a good enough reason? Should we be prejudiced? Should we only like the black people that we know and hate the rest of them?
What?
No. Should we only like certain members of the LGBTQ but not those ones over there? No. Should we only love our dog and just, who cares about the rest? Let them eat all the dogs they want in China and all the cats, no problem. Let them eat all of the pigs, chickens, cows, lambs, turkeys they want next door, my other neighbor, who cares?
A little bit racist.
I think I can.
I think I can.
I think I can. I think I
We want to end the animal holocaust.
Stop comparing.
All right,
Not the
what else
same.
did you say? I refuse to read the ingredients on anything ever again because you told me to. How silly is that? That's like saying the government told me I have to wear a seatbelt, but because they told me to, I'm not going to do it. Fuck them. My dentist told me to brush my teeth, but fuck him. I'm not going to brush my teeth because he told me to.
Are you a professional?
How old are you?
I'm 18, thank you.
Check the ingredients because it's the right thing to do. You made a point of saying once again later on at 16 minutes and 44 seconds, you said, I like chicken nuggets.
So do I.
Don't say that. Say I like vegan nuggets. Make one of your characters in your next
Nah, doesn't have the same ring.
video,
Dino
whatever you're
noodles.
doing, create a vegan character. If you want, you can even use me as an example. You can make fun of that vegan teacher and do an
She does.
exaggerated version of me, but don't fuck it up. And don't make me seem like I'm crazy.
You are.
Unless you're doing it for the good of the animals. Actually, I don't care what you do with my image, as long as you are helping the animal. Myself, I'll get on a plane and I'll act out the part. The point is not going forward, Chris. I have a suggestion for you, though. I don't know if you've done yet a French-Canadian accent. Maybe I speak English. What you could do is maybe mix in a vegan character with a French accent. Oh, I don't know. You'll figure it out. You're the smart one. You'll figure something out. The part about the accent, the French-Canadian accent, is not as important as
Bye.